Hello all, welcome back to Zerb Learning. Today we are going to see about what is meant by inheritance and how to implementing the inheritance and what are the types of inheritance. Okay, let's go to the video. Let's see about what is meant by inheritance. We already know about a class. A class can have number of attributes and number of methods. So the two classes can share their attributes and methods from one class to another class. It's called inheritance. In inheritance, there are two categories. One is a derived class and another one is a base class. A derived class can inherits the attributes and methods from another class is called derived class or subclass. It is also called, the derived class is also called child class. And next one is a base class. Base class where attributes and methods inherited by derived class is called base class or superclass. So where the attributes and methods inherited by derived class is called base class or superclass. So it is also called parent class. We are the derived class, so our parents as a base class. Parent have some characters, so we are also have that character is called derived class. So derived class is also called child class, base class is also called parent class. So next one, how to implementing the inheritance in C++. So how to inherit from base class to derived class. This is for syntax to create a derived class. So a class is a keyword, derived class name, and colon, use this colon to inherit the base class. So next one is a access mode. We already know about the access specifier. So this is the access specifier. Next one is a base class name. So these syntax are the two, how to create the derived class. Let's see about one example. Take one real-time example for inheritance. Vehicle. The vehicle have number of derived classes like bus, car, truck and bicycle. So these derived classes can have same functions and same attributes. So if does not use this inheritance, we can create the same function for the separate classes. So overcome this issue, we use this inheritance. So in this inheritance, the base class and derived classes. So in base class, give a number of attributes and functions. So these attributes and functions are the same for all the derived classes. So if bus have number of seats and bus have number of speed limit and bus have the braking system. So already also bus have the functions like go left, go right and stop are the functions for the bus. These are the base class, these are the derived class. So we already know about how to create the derived class. So using this base class, I inherit this base class to the derived class like class bus public vehicle. So these functions and attributes are the same in other derived classes. So in this bus derived class, I inherit the vehicle. That means I can access these attributes and functions in that derived classes. So in derived bus class, I create a display function. In this function, I using this brake working attribute of the vehicle class. So if I give as a private for this attribute, I cannot able to access these attributes in this derived class because I give as a private. Private means we can only access in this class. So same like I give this function as private, I cannot able to access this function in derived classes. So if I give as a protected means, if I give protector for this function means I can only access this function in this derived class because I inherit this class. Protected means we can only access these functions or attributes in the derived class. These are called inheritance. So if I want to call these methods and the attributes in this main function, I can only create an object for derived class. Using this derived class object, I call the goal left function in this vehicle class, because I inherit the vehicle class in derived class. So we can only create an object for derived class. So these are the example for inheritance. Next, let's see about types of inheritance. In types of inheritance, there is 5 types. One is a single inheritance, multiple inheritance, multi-level inheritance, hierarchical inheritance, and a hybrid inheritance. Let's see about single inheritance. In single inheritance, there is a one base class with one derived class. It's called single inheritance. Using this syntax to declare a derived class as inheritance. So class, a derived class name, this colon is used to inherits the base class. So access mode and base class. So using this syntax, we can declare a derived class for single inheritance. Next one is a multiple inheritance. In multiple inheritance, there is a one derived class is inherited from more than one base class. That means one derived class with a number of base classes. Using this syntax in multiple inheritance, using this syntax to declare a derived classes, like derived class colon public base class 1 comma base class 2 comma base class 3. This comma is to separate the base classes. In derived class, we can inherit number of base classes. So next type is a multi-level inheritance. In multi-level inheritance, a derived class can create from another derived class. That means this class B is act as a base class for class A. So using this syntax, we can declare a derived class for multi-level inheritance. So class derived class 1. Derived class 1 means class B. So class B inherits the class C. So in this next derived class 2 is a class A. So class A inherits the class B. These are called multi-level inheritance. So fourth type is a hierarchical inheritance. In hierarchical, there is a more than one derived class inherited from single base class. That means one base class with number of derived classes. So class G is a base class for class B and class D. So class B is base class for class A and class C. So class D is a base class for class E and class F. These are the hierarchical inheritance. Fifth type is a hybrid inheritance. In hybrid inheritance, there is a combining of hierarchical and multiple inheritance is called hybrid inheritance. So in this example, class F, class G is a base class for class E. That means it is a multiple inheritance. So next is a hierarchical. What is hierarchical? Hierarchical is a one base class with number of derived classes. So class F is a base class, and class E and class B is a derived class for class F, and class A and class C is derived class for class B. So this is a hierarchical inheritance. So these are called hybrid inheritance. So I hope this video is useful to understand the concept of inheritance in OOPS concept. Thank you.